Oh, there he did. If you're watching the stream, our boy, he did wear his cowboy hat. That thing looks good on you, man.
Yeah.
Howdy, gentlemen. Howdy.
Yeah.
How are you? I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. It's fantastic. I've been listening to the show. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys, can you bet on the rodeo there? Can you bet on it?
It depends. If you're with the right guys, you can, I'm sure. You mean legally? Legally, no.
No,
we haven't seen a book anywhere that you can bet on that. Yeah.
Good idea, though.
I was just wondering if you guys had, sprinkled on some of the rodeo events.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to now. Yeah. Now we're going to
Yeah. Bull riding. That'd be fun.
Right?
Things could go south in a hurry, though.
Yeah.
Your boy gets bucked off like a second in. Yeah, you're on to something, Glenn. Yeah. Let's talk to, you know what, I'll bring it up with Play Now or Sports Select.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Anything legal. When's the last time you wore that cowboy hat?
Probably would have been in Nashville. Kenny Chesney was there for the big, the Nashville festival they have down there. It's like like Country Thunder, but in Nashville on Broadway. And they have... I remember it being surreal because on the outside stage, there was Kenny Chesney singing one of his songs. I was watching my kid play inside in a honky-tonk playing the same song. And I was like, and believe me, when I was down there, I threw the cap on. I had the belt buckle. You got to go in. If you're all in, you're all in. Let's do it.
You might as well look the part. You're there, right? You're there. I always say I wear a jersey to the Rider game, but I know I'm not playing, so I can wear a cowboy hat to the rodeo.
And sometimes, Sharky, when you've walked by the booth, I've noticed, I said, why isn't that looks like a star player? Why isn't he up there? That's a pro athlete body right there. He's got to get out there on the field.
I know you're lying. My tickets are on the other side. Okay.
No, it's hey, I tell you, Dan, the rodeo last night, you were there.
It was fantastic.
The crowd, and then tonight it's Thursday. What's the theme tonight?
I don't know. Is there a theme? I
think there is. And then Saturday, Glenn, sold out. But Croft Electric, Dan Croft, our fine sponsor here. He gave up 2 of his tickets for us to give away on the Sports Cage for Saturday night. And that rodeo Saturday night is the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah.
I get people text, like, when a big concert rolls in or football, people are like, hey, can you get me tickets to the rodeo Saturday night?
No.
Can you get me tickets to this? And then one guy said, hey, do you have a box?
Hey, trying to pull
aim high. Aim high. Aim high. Why wouldn't a guy? Okay, can you settle this for me? Yeah. Did anybody actually contact Coach Mace? Do you know anything? Have you done any research for me? Because, I don't know, was it faulty reporting? Was it, is there going to be a tampering investigation? What do you know?
Yeah, I did some digging today, and everyone wants to be completely anonymous here. They do not want names thrown around, so I'll honor that. And I would put it this way, that both things can be true at the same time. That in our league, there's either 2 scenarios. One is that an organization is actually trying to talk to a coach in another organization which is tampering, but they're trying to get away with it anyway. I don't think that happened here. And but what can also be true is a friend of a friend says to the organization that's interested, yeah, he's not going anywhere. I talk to him all the time, and he's staying in Regina. He's not going anywhere. Corey Mace has just signed an extension. He's staying there. And so while there was interest in other teams, I mean, that officially could be considered tampering as well, to talk to a friend who knows him and, what do you get a good feeling? Because if we think it's possible, we're going to ask for permission. And, I could see, in the past, there's been that kind of scenario happen many times. A former assistant coach, they work together. He's talking to the GM. He says, I talk to Corey all the time, and he's not going anywhere. So don't waste your time there. So no official, Jeremy O'Day told us 2 days ago that they didn't reach out to the team for permission. So now the question is, did they go around that to try and tamper? I don't think that happened. But in our league, those sort of friendships and one organization to another and, those kind of things can happen.
We would call this then gossip and innuendo. Is that that's where we classify this? Yeah.
Exactly, Sharky. But it also could, the interest that the Argos likely had could also be true.
Well, sure.
So
they want the Grey Cup coach.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think there was any egregious false reporting here or things like that. I just think that in our league, you can communicate 3 or 4 people down the road and get a good feel for whether or not you actually want to pursue permission to talk to another team about their coach or a player or whatever it may be. So I know that is clearing it up as much as mud, but
no, it did because it's a check of a check of a check, right?
Right.
Hey, you talk to Corey all the time. Is he happy? Like, what's going on, right?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
No, you know what? Okay, he just won the Grey Cup. He just got a contract extension. Things are awesome.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
Yeah.
Do you want to come work at an absolute dumpster fire in Toronto?
Yeah, well, when you get the golf course gig, then that's where the bartender golf course gig. That's where I'm going to be talking to Sharky, saying, "Hey, what's the chances of us getting on for a freebie or whatever?"
You guys keep your wallets in your pants. If I'm working at a golf course, especially at a bar, you guys are good. Especially coming in with a hat like that.
Yeah. We'll play with those hats.
I love it. I love it.
What do you think? You think Winnipeg is going to have a new OC this year?
Yeah, it sounds like it. And I think that the Toronto question is there. One of the guys that for the OC job, one of the guys that is available is Tommy Condell, and I think when you look at him from Ottawa, you're sort of probably 50-50 looking at it because his resume says this would be a great hire. He knows Zach. He's, familiar with the style of offense they're running, all of those things. So that makes a lot of sense in that regard. However, if you look at Ottawa's offense over the last 2 years, underproduced, under-delivered. So, I think there's a little bit of concern in that regard, although I'm a fan of Tommy Condell's. I certainly think he's one of the great coordinators in the game, and he didn't forget that over the last couple of years. It's also a personnel issue and things like that in Ottawa. So, I think that would be a name. With the Argo thing, I'm wondering if by now they just look at the assistant list, and that would include. Well, if it's Costanza, then he could try to do the opposite, because
the bizarro world.
Yeah, if he did the opposite, because if every instinct you've ever had is not correct, then doing the opposite would mean it's absolutely correct.
Well played.
But Pete Costanza is one of the young guys that's out there, and probably on the list. If I were to hedge a bet, if I were to sprinkle here, I might be looking at Mike Miller, the quarterback coach. Long resume, been around both leagues, and let's be honest. I might get in trouble for this, but let's be honest. When it includes Toronto, if they can somehow link the NFL to it, they want to do it. And I'm of the opinion of, okay, fine, whatever. But if there's a coach that has the NFL on his resume, he's more interesting to the Toronto folks than any other team in the league, probably.
So we're not talking Rick Campbell then? That boat sailed? Is that done?
I think he'd be on the list. He's in a different category though. Like he's in the do we retread that tire? And do we go back and, look at a guy who's had a couple of opportunities now? So I think with the success of Corey Mace, the success of Ryan Dinwiddie coming in as coordinators and getting their first opportunities and then being as successful as they had, these things work in trends, right? Like, sometimes it's bringing back the coaches that have all the experience, and that happens to be a trend for 3 or 4 years. And then the trend shifts because the successful teams all of a sudden have these young coaches with new approaches and, stand up in front of their team with a new look or new approach to it. And because they've been successful, Ryan Dinwiddie with 2 cups in his last 3 years and Corey with his cup this year, I would think that Mike Pinball Clemens and Keith Pelly in Toronto are taking the young guy list and putting it at the top of the priority and saying, let's go through these interviews first. And then Rick Campbell, we know what he can do. And Mike Benavides would be in that category too.
Well, that's what we were talking to Arash about. Yeah, I think the young guy thing is the play. Personally, my gut's just telling me that that's going to be their option.
I think so too. I agree with you that I think there's the flavor of the day, if you will, is bring in somebody young and new and let him explore rather than retread.
Is it? Does Chad Kelly have anything to do with decisions? Do you think?
No, I would be surprised if he does. I would be. I would he be kept in the loop? Probably asked his opinion, but I'd be surprised if they're trying to, match a guy not match a guy with Kelly. That's the wrong way to say it, because that definitely would be important. But I think to get his permission on a guy is too far. I don't think. And plus, is he going to play again?
Well, that's my next question. Is he going to come back?
Yeah, I mean, this whole year of he's on the 6th game, we could pull him off early. He's 2 weeks away. He's 1 week away. And then we're at Labor Day. He's 3 weeks away, and then he's like he might not play the whole season, and now he's out the whole season. I want to see him out there throwing the ball in a real game before we even, get his opinion on who should be the coach.
He may not even play.
Again, yeah, exactly. And they need to bring in some quarterbacks just in case.
Yeah. Shea Patterson, keep your phone handy. So here's a little tidbit. We're going to run the interview. Brendan Labatt was on with us in hour 1, and then part of that we had Mitch Picton join us via Zoom, and Mitch is still obviously living off the high of this Grey Cup, and they're still celebrating and all that. Sharky flat out asked him, when's the plans? What are the plans? What are you doing? I would say if I was a betting man, Mitch is leaning towards retirement.
I would. He didn't sound like he was raring to go for another year.
Right now.
Yeah.
He's been partying for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The boys have been buckled for a while. Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and good for them. They absolutely deserve it. I hadn't talked to Mitch nearing the end of the year or anything like that, so I don't have any inside info on that decision.
That was kind of us giving you some insight. That was us giving you some Agribition inside info here. But it to your point though, he's a Canadian. He's a local guy. He's versatile.
Plays a whole offense.
Plays a lot of different spots. Knows the playbook. Reliable. Clutch. He's even been used quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he catches every ball that comes his way.
He's not that old, but he said a 31-year-old receiver is a lot different than a 39-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. And a way to go out.
No question. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's no question that you go out on top. You go out and then you come back for the ring ceremony, get your Grey Cup ring, which the money comes and goes, but you'll always have that ring and be part of that team and that run. And you think of it this way for Mitch too. He's, been a guy that's been on and off the roster and, played sort of in a rotation type role. And, that's harder to do than you might imagine. I mean, you want to be the guy, and he's got the skills to be the guy, but they also have so much depth at Canadian receiver. I mean, Schaefer, Baker, and Emelis alone. I mean, unless you're going with 5 Canadians, he's going to be in a rotation position. And at 31, does he want to start fresh with a new team?
No,
get a different
no. Chakai.
We'll stop that right there.
He said, "I am not playing anywhere else."
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically.
Yeah. So exactly. So that's my point. Is that he doesn't want to do that. He's not going to at 31 say, "Okay, let's go start with Calgary and see if I can make this team," and all of that stuff. That's not going to happen. So, I won't be surprised if he looks at life after the game. When you're in the game, you don't think there's life after the game, but there is.
Okay. What about the big game? That's another Seinfeld. Anyway.
Okay. I got a different question. The Seinfeld episode references are unlimited here. What does Glen Suitor do in the off season? Like, do you go back to the Caymans now and teach scuba diving, or what do you do in the off season?
Pretend you're Tim McGraw.
Yeah, I grab my guitar, Sharky. I sit out in the back porch and, work on songs. Work on some Tim McGraw, like, truck, yeah, something like that, whatever. Mix in some Garth.
So you're saying if I come out, bring the axe with me if I'm coming out for a visit. We'll get together.
No question. Bring the axe and the hat. You got to bring, as we used to call this in our young days, bring the prop, because you're going to need.
You know what? If we had budget, you know what would be another fun show to do? Live show from Glen's lawn.
And the bear come by. Could the bear come? Can you schedule the bear in?
Wouldn't that be great?
If the bear can hear music, he probably won't come by. Unless he's had a few pops somewhere, he's not coming by. The more you enjoy the beverages, the better the band sounds. And even though we're all here's an idea though. We'll do a campfire in Saskatchewan and bring in some listeners, and everybody sings along. Sharky, you play lead. I don't play lead, so you're gonna have to
play lead. You're the lead. Yeah.
I'll do Dan Seals and Don Williams.
And he's on
give me
the
the songs. Give me the songs in advance. I'll learn the chords, and if I don't have them, it's just a quick call to my son. There's a couple of things. Like, one is my computer's not working. What do? He tells me to turn it off and start again. And the other is, hey, I need to learn this song. And he says, send me the song. I'll send you a video of my hands working the guitar.
That's like my mom. The clicker's not working. The clicker. Okay. Anyways, we started it with it.
Yeah.
Just so we're all aware, it's the opposite episode, season 5, episode 21. And the line was, "Hi, my name is George. I'm unemployed, and I live with my parents."
Well, hi, George. How are you? We ordered the same thing. If every instinct you've ever had was wrong, then the opposite must be right.
You're a beauty. All right. Have a good weekend, Glenn. Catch up next week.
Here, one other quick one from Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it.
One of my faves. My faves. Yeah.
Yeah. You're definitely getting a card from me and something from the Human Fund.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Next week.
Nice, Glenn.
See you guys.